At the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Game 25 of the Cape Cod Baseball League Summer, and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks sit 5 points out of first place in the Western Division. Max Schwartzberg joined by Quincy Bell and Charlie Adams. Welcome to Harbor Hawks Baseball as Hyannis set to face off against a division rival, the Falmouth Commodores. This is the point of the summer where guys are coming in, guys are coming out. The MLB draft is just behind us. And with the All-Star game coming up in a couple days, Hyannis, Chaz, looking to get on a roll after they've lost 2 in a row.
Well, Falmouth is coming off of a loss on what was a Hyannis off day. So the Harbor Hawks are a well-rested group after a nice fishing trip on their off day. Falmouth fell to Wareham in a completion of a game that was rained out earlier this week. So the Harbor Hawks have a chance here after taking a tough loss earlier in the week to the Commodores.
That's right. Hyannis fresh off a 24-hour rest period. Falmouth did play yesterday against Wareham. Quincy tonight. Mitch Carricker handing the ball to Brady St. Pierre, who's going to go short today because he was named a Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star.
Yeah, he will be playing in the All-Star game this Saturday in Harwich. So expect him to go, I'd say, probably 3 innings. Probably wouldn't pitch him into that 4th inning, but he's been very solid this year, a 1.15 ERA. He's the ERA leader for the Harbor Hawks.
Well, Charlie Adams spoke with manager Mitch Carricker, and Ethan Wax caught up with Caden Miller. Take a listen ahead of first pitch.
Thanks, guys. Charlie Adams pregame alongside skipper Mitch Carricker. Coach, you spent the off day on the water. Any big catches out there?
Yeah, a bunch of the guys took some fish home. They cooked it that night. They said it was great, so really fun experience for the guys.
And speaking of big catches, Jax Jimenez has had some in the outfield. He's back in the outfield today. On the base paths, he's been heating up 6 stolen bases in the past 4 games after not attempting any the entire season previous. Just what is the change there?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of freed him up to be aggressive. He really knows how to base run. He knows what times to run, when to go. Sometimes a little over-aggressive, but that's okay. I mean, we'd rather have that than the alternative. And he just wreaks havoc on the base paths and puts a lot of pressure on the defense, which is what we like.
And Brady St. Pierre gets the ball today, an all-star for the Harbor Hawks. What are you looking out of him?
Yeah, we're going to keep him short, obviously, because he's got the start on Saturday. Brady's been really, really good for us, probably one of the best pitchers in the league right now. So what makes him successful is being able to throw strikes and really locate all 3 pitches that he has, and so need the same from him tonight.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you. Catching up with Caden Miller before Hyannis takes on the Commodores. Caden, what's it like being here since day one with all the roster turmoil and constant roster movement?
Obviously the roster changes a lot, but I feel like every guy we bring in is really good here. So, we all get along very well and just continue to grow together and play hard together and learn each other. So, yeah.
Do you think having the off day when it happened yesterday is good because this team has lost each of the last 2 games?
Yeah, off day is always good. Play a lot of baseball games in a short amount of days, so it's always good to have an off day. Take a step back, relax, recoup, and get ready for a new week. So yeah, I think it's a good off day.
And what did you guys learn from your previous meeting here at Guff Fuller Field that you can apply to today?
I think just throw strikes, get in the zone early, and have more competitive at-bats. Get to that fastball and be ready to hit. I think we could all do a better job at it as a team. So, yeah, just the simple things make baseball that makes baseball baseball. So, yeah.
Thank you for your time and good luck today.
Thank you.
Guys.
I think, Dean, they're allowing you to find your own success and your own true independence.
Dean is a whole group of all different kinds of people and communities.
Since I've come to Dean, I've learned a lot of time management skills.
Our community is especially tight-knit, and the majority of our students live on campus. And you are guaranteed 4 years of housing while you attend Dean.
Dean is just full of opportunities for you to embrace, to welcome, so you can change yourself to who you want to be and form your career for the future.
So go through that, all right? Think that way.
Be a bulldog. Have a bulldog mentality in everything you do in life, whether you're playing sports or in the classroom or just socializing around campus.
When it comes to delicious food, the best place to start is with great appliances. And Cam Appliances is your one-stop shop for any budget with brands like Thermador, Viking, Bosch, GE, and so much more. Cam Appliances, sales, delivery, installation, and service in the heart of your home with locations in Hyannis, Nantucket, and Hanover.
Back here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network, Hyannis and Falmouth moments away from first pitch. As mentioned, Ethan Wax catching up with Caden Miller. Max Schwartzberg joined alongside Quincy Bell. You got to figure, Quincy, with guys coming in, guys coming out this time of the season, the MLB draft just days ago, it's nice to see some guys who've been there since day one still taking a bit of a leadership role.
Yeah, most Cape Cod teams have about 6 to 7 guys at their core that stay throughout the whole summer, and Caden Miller has been one of those guys for Hyannis alongside guys like Charlie Bates and Henry Zener, just to name a couple. But, you know, Caden Miller is a guy who the whole time he's been here, he's really produced with the bat, and he's played a good defensive first base as well, and it's nice to see him, you know, taking a leadership role for the new guys that have come in sort of halfway through the year.
Absolutely. Well, Hyannis last season specifically only had 2 guys stay the entire summer. It was Charlie Bates, who's here still, and Ryan McKay. And they got a couple candidates to stick around the whole time, but of course we'll have to wait and see. Adam Urban on the mound for Jack Dahm and the Falmouth Commodores, and he'll face a very left-handed heavy Hyannis lineup. Only 2 true righties in the lineup, Taylor Kirk and J.C. Davis. Matt Einish to lead it off with Jax Jimenez batting second. Caden Miller will bat third. Charlie Bates, Andrew Lamb, and Henry Zener to follow. Taylor Kirk, one of those righties. Liam Barrett in at the 8th spot. And another righty, J.C. Davis, rounds out the starting 9 for skipper Mitch Carricker here in Game 25 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. And Urban, last time out, pitched against these Harbor Hawks on June 29th, and he was nails to 4 1/3 scoreless innings.
This guy has really improved throughout his tenure with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. That's where he plays his collegiate ball. In his freshman year, he had an ERA just under 10. Well, this past year, he cut that in half. His ERA was just over 5. And so far on the Cape, he has been solid. An ERA of 2.25 throughout 12 innings. He's only given up 3 earned runs. And he's a left-handed pitcher, which could give a Hyannis Harbor Hawk lineup that has a lot of lefties some problems.
Now batting for the Harbor Hawks, the third baseman from West Virginia State.
Hyannis and Falmouth ready for first pitch here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Top of the first inning, and Matt Einish, Jax Jimenez, and Caden Miller scheduled to face Adam Urban. Righty on lefty. As Urban pitching exclusively out of the windup. Righty kicks and fires. A breaking ball away for ball one. First pitch at 6 o'clock on the dot from Gov Fuller Field. Hyannis has hit safely in 9 of 11 games on the Cape and currently on a 6-game on-base streak. 1-0 is a fastball just inside. Could not get the call from home plate umpire Sam Finn. Jake Brichta at third and Michael Chukerman at first. 2-0 the count as Urban collects himself, and the righty rocks and deals. A fastball over the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike.
He's got a really weird windup. He sort of brings his front foot out and just sort of pauses for a second, and then he throws the ball.
Hyannis' batting average leader at .308. 2-1 the count, and the pitch on the way. Hyannis takes a breaking ball low, and the count swings further in his favor, 3-1. Just the 4th time this season that Hyannis is batting leadoff. We've seen him really through the 1 through 4 slots for Mitch Carricker. 3-1 on the way, and it's over the inside corner. Hyannis did not love the call from Sam Finn as the count runs full to the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, he's hit all over the lineup, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, all the way down to 7th. This is his 4th time hitting out of the leadoff spot.
Payoff pitch, and the offering is chopped on the ground to first base, but right off the leg of Hyannis, who will painfully retreat to the batter's box as we do it again. And they're going to call him out. I thought I saw the hit off Hyannis' foot right away.
Yeah, and he's still in the box pleading his case.
And the umpires are going to get together. I mean, immediately I thought that hit off his front foot, and you can also tell based on the reaction of Hyannis that he seemed to be immediately in discomfort, as all 3 umpires, Jake Brichta, Sam Finn, and Michael Chukerman, will have a meeting of the minds in front of the mound.
Yeah, if that didn't hit off his leg, Hyannis is a guy who would have been running full speed out of the box.
Mitch Carricker, the manager for Hyannis, just verbalized, no way. The call on the field stands, and it's a ground out, 3 unassisted to first. So that'll bring up the switch hitter, Jax Jimenez, Hyannis' hitter of the week. And he's just lit it up on the base pass specifically over the last couple days. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 1st inning without a score. Adam Urban comes home, and Jimenez takes a ball inside. 1-0, switch hitter batting left-handed. This is the 10th consecutive game that Jimenez is batting second. On a 1-0, he takes a fastball strike over the inside corner, 1-1.
This is also his 12th consecutive start overall, which is the longest consecutive start streak for any Harbor Hawk this season.
1-1 pitch on the way, and Jimenez takes outside 2-1. He has stolen 5 bases in the last 4 games. I mean, this guy was essentially Oregon's designated pinch runner as a freshman in 2025, and then an everyday starter this past spring as a sophomore for the Ducks. 1-1 the count as Urban comes home. Jimenez gets the hands out of the way of a breaking ball strike over the inside corner. So the count 2-2. Center fielder Pearson Reback, shaded towards left center, lots of green grass in right center. Pitch on the way, up and away for ball 3. Carter White in left, Ben Slinker in right, third to first, Ty Konis, Drew Turpins, Austin Maley, and A.J. Putty as Riley Jackson does the catching for Adam Urban. Second full count in as many batters. Here's the offering, and Jimenez out in front, taps it foul up the first base line. We'll do it again.
And Jimenez is playing in his 12th game on the Cape. In 8 of his first 11 games, he's recorded a hit.
Urban ready. On a 3-2, Jimenez swings and fouls it back off the mid of Riley Jackson. So the battle continues, and these are 2 very deep first at-bats against Adam Urban. Matt Hyannis went 6 pitches. And this is going to be the 7th pitch of this plate appearance to Jax Jimenez. Third straight 3-2 on the way. As Urban takes a breath and comes home, and Jimenez swings, skies it foul off to the left and out of play.
Fans, please do not chase foul balls hit into the parking lot.
It was a slow start to the summer for Jimenez, but as mentioned, he's really heated up as of late. And sometimes it takes a bit of time just to get acclimated to the lineup. I mean, Mitch Carricker talked about that earlier in the summer, that sometimes it takes hitters a little bit longer to get used to being on the Cape with the wood bats than it does for the pitchers. As we do it again on 3-2. Pitch on the way, and Jimenez swings and misses strike 3. Backdoor bender from Adam Urban, and he's got his first K of the day. 2 outs here in the top of the first.
It was a nice pitch, 3-2. Jimenez thought that was going to be off the outer edge of the plate, but by the time it came back over the plate, he was just a little too late to react.
So that'll bring up Caden Miller. Two out, nobody on here in the top of the first inning. Righty on lefty, and a breaking ball up and away for ball 1. Miller leads the entire Harbor Hawks squad in at-bats and plate appearances. A team high 23 games played tonight, and this is game 25 for the squad. 1-0 the count as Urban kicks in, fires a fastball up and away, 2-0. I mean, the pitch count continues to rise for Urban. It's now 17 pitchers through 2/3 of an inning, 17 pitches. And that's kind of exactly what you want to see in the top of the first, for these guys to get a good feel for him and then go back to the dugout and report exactly what they're seeing. Urban looking to battle back behind 2-0 as Miller swings and skies it foul behind the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I repeat, no foul balls in the parking lot. Thank you.
Yeah, Urban fell behind the first 2 hitters, but was able to battle back and get a ground out and a strikeout.
On a 2-1. Miller swings and pops it foul off to the left. That one will twirl into the seats. So the count runs even, 2-2. 2 quick outs here in the top of the first inning for Adam Urban, but he's had to work to get them. Caden Miller so far 9 hit by pitches through these 22 games played, now 23, of course, with this AB. This already ranks 3rd in Hyannis single season history. Here's the 2-2, and Miller reaches for it and skies it to left field. That's chasing Carter White back about 10 feet in front of the warning track. Makes the catch, build the cap high for the final out of the inning. A 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Adam Urban. No score heading to the bottom half on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time. Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Harbor Hawks go down in order in the top of the first inning. We welcome you back to Gov Fuller Field for the bottom half here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Brady St. Pierre, a Cape League All-Star, will be starting the All-Star game this Saturday. Gets the nod for Mitch Carricker. He's been stellar as of late, and he's facing Jack Dom's Commodores. Austin Maley to lead it off. Braden Jeffress will bat second. Carter White bats third. A.J. Putty batting cleanup. Ben Slanker, Tyconis, and Riley Jackson, the 5, 6, 7 hitters, as Pearson Reebok and Drew Turpins round out the 1 through 9 for Jack Dom's Commodores. And Brady St. Pierre, how about this, Quincy? A 1.15 ERA, kind of a no-brainer to start the All-Star game this Saturday.
Yeah, he's been very solid for Hyannis throughout this season. He started the summer in the bullpen. His first appearance against the Brewster Whitecaps, he came out of the bullpen, but since then, he's made 4 starts and has looked very solid in them. Like you said, the ERA just north of 1. an 0.51 whip. That's an elite mark. That means he only allows one base runner every 2 innings. I mean, that's just an elite number.
It's been pretty remarkable to watch this guy pitch. Not really much of a strikeout pitcher, which is what you come to expect on Cape Cod, but that is not a shot at his game at all. I mean, he's proven how dominant it could be to get outs and get quick contact, which sometimes is honestly more refreshing. Quick outs versus, 6-pitch strikeouts. But this Falmouth Commodores offense coming up for the first time tonight.
Now batting for the Commodores, the second baseman from Gateway Community College, number 24.
Falmouth ranks 6th in the Cape League with a 658 OPS. As Austin Maley out of Gateway Community College will lead it off. No score here in the bottom of the first inning as Brady St. Pierre comes home. First pitch fastball just low, 1 ball, no strikes. $16 free passes for Hyannis in the last meeting between these two teams back on July 9th. 1-0 on the way, and Maley swings, taps it on the ground up the third base line out ahead. Count level, a ball and a strike apiece.
And last time Brady St. Pierre pitched, he started that 1-0 win that Hyannis had against Orleans. Through 4 innings of shutout ball. Only struck out 1, but he doesn't need to do that.
1-1 on the way, and it's popped in the air to right field. Jax Jimenez, the right fielder, with the sunglasses on, makes the catch, Bill the cap high for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. Well, there's that quick and soft contact that was just mentioned. I mean, this guy not really known to be a strikeout pitcher, kind of a mid-major gem out of southeastern Louisiana. Although there, he racked up the Ks. Here on Cape Cod, it's just been quick outs. 8 scoreless innings over his past 2 starts. And as mentioned, he began the summer as a reliever. First pitch to Braden Jeffress is chopped foul up the first base line out ahead 1-0. Jeffress getting the day off defensively, but in at DH. Nothing in 1. Here's the pitch. And it's swung through, strike 2. He goes to the backdoor bender, and St. Pierre kind of showing exactly why he's been so dominant. The ability to jump ahead early.
Yeah, he just doesn't walk a lot of guys. Only 6 walks through 15 2/3 innings this summer.
Here's the 0-2. Goes back to a similar pitch, and Jeffress just gets a piece. Taps it foul behind the plate. This is game 10 for Jeffress, and he's off to a torrid start on the Cape. 343 clip. 9 runs scored in 9 games. 0-2 the count as Liam Barrett, the center fielder, shaded towards left center, so lots of green grass in right center. Pitch on the way, and Jeffress takes a fastball just inside 1-2. Tried to paint the corner, but could not get the call from Sam Finn. Brady St. Pierre pitching exclusively out of the stretch. It doesn't matter if there's guys on or guys off. 1-2. Change up down in the dirt. Nice stop from Andrew Lamb getting the start behind the plate.
Andrew Lamb wasn't supposed to make too many starts behind the plate. He was mostly brought on to be a first baseman, but with the injuries to Blake Primrose and other guys leaving, he's kind of been thrown into that secondary catcher role behind Wolf Osberg, who's getting an off day today.
Lamb also plays a lot in left field. 2-2 the count, and the pitch on the way to Jeffress is a fastball knocked in the air to left field. Henry Zener over towards the line and in fair territory makes the catch for out number 2.
Just 2 weak fly balls there induced by Brady St. Pierre. That time, Jeffress had to reach to the outer half to even make contact with that one, and all he could do was just poke it out to left. Easy catch for Zener.
So I'll bring up Carter White. 2 outs, nobody on here in the last of the first inning without a score. Both pitchers looking to go 1-2-3 in this opening frame. It's Carter White batting from the left-handed side, takes low and away with a breaking ball from St. Pierre. 1 ball, no strikes. Recently announced his commitment to Mississippi State previously at North Florida. Playing just his 5th game on Cape Cod, and he's super late on a 1-0 fastball that St. Pierre dialed back for. Count level at 1.
Yeah, guys that mix their off-speed pitches well, sometimes they can really catch hitters off guard with the heater.
St. Pierre will start the Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star game on Saturday as he misses downstairs. 2-1 the count. And as Mitch Carricker described it, it's a huge honor, especially to see a guy from your own pitching staff develop to that capacity. Of course, it's the first year as a pitching coach for Austin Wallace here in Hyannis as the 2-1 bender runs outside 3-1. First time St. Pierre is pitching against the Commodores this season. Looking to avoid his first free pass of the game. Pitch on the way, and he will send him down to first base. A walk on a fastball low. 2-out base runner for the Commodores will bring up A.J. Putty.
St. Pierre doesn't walk too many guys, but that was a good battle put up there by Carter White. Just laid off a lot of very competitive pitches there.
That walk is our free pass of the game presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. capecod.edu/free for more. Here's A.J. Putty, first baseman out of the right-handed batter's box with a man on first as St. Pierre immediately checks on Carter White, who's back with a head-first dive. One stolen base for White on the season. 37 for Falmouth as a team. Not a big lead over there at first, however. First pitch coming up to Putty. It's a fastball just upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Seems like Hyannis has been very inconsistent in the type of baseball they've played as of late. One game, they're stellar. 2 free passes against Harwich last week. The next game, that was at 16. Here's the 1-0. And a soft liner to right center. That's going to fall in for a base hit just past J.C. Davis in the right center field. Jax Jimenez is coming up throwing, and Matt Einish not able to glove it down cleanly, but St. Pierre covers behind third base. Runners at the corners on a bloop single with 2 outs in the inning.
It's a good pitch running inside on Putty, but he was just able to barely muscle it over the head of J.C. Davis into shallow right. And after 2 quick outs, Falmouth really threatening with guys in the corners and 2 outs.
First at-bat with runners in scoring position of the night on either side. It's Ben Slanker with Carter White on third and A.J. Putty on first. 2 outs in the last of the first inning. Righty on lefty, St. Pierre has his sign. Kicks in, fires. A first pitch down in the dirt. Nice stop from Andrew Lamb to save a run. Falmouth 5th in the Cape League with a .256 average with guys in scoring position. Against Hyannis this season, 7 out of 24. They've left 19 on base. 1-0 the count. Pitch on the way to Slanker. Is chopped on the ground to second base. On a high hop for J.C. Davis. He makes the easy throw to first for the final out of the inning. Commodores leave 2 on base on 1 hit. No runs here in the bottom of the first inning. We'll head to the top of the second inning. No score on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Back here in Falmouth, now in the top of the second inning, Hyannis and the Commodores without a score. The Harbor Hawks went down in order 1-2-3 against Adam Urban in the top of the first, and they'll send up 4-5-6, Charlie Bates, Andrew Lamb, and Henry Zener. The second inning brought to you by Cape Cod Orthopedics. Hey fans, did you know Cape Cod Orthopedics is the region's largest orthopedic specialty group? As the premier provider of orthopedic care on Cape Cod, their team is committed to helping patients return to the activities they enjoy most. From diagnosis and treatment to recovery and rehabilitation, Cape Cod Orthopedics in Sports Medicine takes pride in their delivering of exceptional care and an outstanding patient experience. To learn more about their services, visit capecodortho.com. Bates to lead it off against Adam Urban. No score here in the top of the second inning. Charlie Bates, one of 3 Harbor Hawks, headed to the All-Star game this Saturday and playing in his second year with Hyannis on Cape Cod. Adam Urban kicks in, fires a first pitch fastball up and away. Bates spits on it. 1 ball, no strikes. Of course, last summer for Hyannis, Bates struggled to an average below the Mendoza line, but so far off to a stellar start in year 2. 1-0. Spits on a bender downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes.
He's been really solid against the righties with the favorable hand in this matchup. He's 14 for 48, 292 average.
And a hitter's count here against Adam Urban as the righty sends the pitch in. It's a fastball strike over the inside corner, 2-1. I asked Bates about his improvement from year 1 to 2 with the Harbor Hawks, and he just said that I'm 365 days older. And he essentially learned from last summer's shortcomings and took that growth into his sophomore year at Stanford as he taps the 2-1 pitch foul behind the plate, 2-2. Of course, he's had a bit of a power surge here on the Cape. 2 home runs so far. He did not homer in 32 games last summer. Here's the 2-2 from Urban. And it's a breaking ball up and away for ball 3. That's the third 3-ball count through the first 4 innings for Adam Urban.
Yeah, he struggled to find the zone a little bit so far, but he's battled back against the first 3 batters he's faced.
Payoff pitch to Bates. And it's a fastball taken inside for ball 4. First base runner of the day for the Harbor Hawks is a free pass here to open up the top of the second inning.
Now batting for the Harbor Hawks, the catcher from the University of Southern California, number 29, Andrew Lamb.
So that'll bring up Andrew Lamb, getting the start behind the plate. Bates aboard on first base here in the top of the second inning. No score, and immediately Urban checks over on him. Lamb has reached safely in all 4 games played at the plate. Although he has played in 5 games so far. He came in as a defensive replacement for Blake Primrose against Harwich last week, though he did not get an AB as Bates was leaning the other direction on a pickoff, and he's just able to get back safely with a headfirst dive.
He's got to be careful. We've seen a couple of Hyannis runners in recent games make some careless base running mistakes.
First pitch finally on the way to Andrew Lamb as Bates bluffed a steal. Then he retreats to first, and it's a cold strike to Lamb, 0-1.
Yeah, he's lucky. He slipped over there when he was faking the steal.
Urban, a rising junior out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, playing for Minnesota of the Big Ten as he checks over on Charlie Bates, who's again back safely, but he gets dirty. That jersey going through it here in the top of the second inning. Lamb looking to just get some slug and balls in the air. He led the USC in that category this past spring for head coach Andy Stankiewicz, and he takes downstairs count level 1 ball, 1 strike. Urban in high school was actually a 2-way player, but committed to Minnesota as just a pitcher. 0-1 the count. Pitch on the way to Lamb is reached for and tapped in the air to left field. Carter White has no play.
We've yet to see Lamb really showcase the power here on the Cape. He had a double in his first at bat, or in his first game of the year, but since then he's just 2 for 13 in the box.
Charlie Bates with a bit of a bigger lead at first, not running as Lamb swings, lines it into right field, a base hit. Bates trying to go first to third. Now he throws the brake on. The brakes on. The throw from Ben Slanker was wild. And Hyannis has 2 base runners to lead off the top of the second inning.
That ball was hit very hard on a line through the infield. If Lamb gets maybe a little bit more under that one, that's probably a home run with how hard he hit it. And now Hyannis in a similar spot to where they were on their last game against Katuitt. They had runners on all game but just couldn't put them across.
Hyannis has certainly missed the big hit over the last couple days. As Zener squares the bunt, gets it down right back to the mound. It's bobbled briefly by Adam Urban, who now throws to first, and it's wild. Bates coming around to score. Lamb heads for third. He's going to be waved home. The throw in from Ben Slanker. Not in time. 2-run score. And Henry Zener ends up on third base.
It's a really costly error for Falmouth. That throw got all the way up the right field line. Bates was able to score easily. Andrew Lamb chugging around third. Catcher scored all the way from first on that play. Zener would have beaten out that throw at first. Instead, now he stands on third with still nobody out in the inning for Hyannis.
That was designed to be a typical sacrifice bunt, as up comes the white-hot Taylor Kirk with Zener 90 feet away. 2 runs home for Hyannis. First pitch bender on the way from Urban, in there for a strike, 0-1. Kirk 5 out of 18 at the plate with 4 walks and a couple ribbies since committing to UCLA last week. As Urban comes home with an 0-1 breaking ball swung through by Kirk. It was well out ahead. 0-2 the count. Still waiting for the official ruling on the Henry Zener ball. Of course, there's going to be an error in the mix, and that was kind of a disaster for Urban, who just bobbled it right away. 0-2 the count. Pitch to Kirk is swung on a missed strike 3. Doubled up on a breaking ball. And the first out of the second inning is a big one. Second strikeout of the day for Adam Urban.
It's a big K to keep Zener on third and now have an out on the board. Since Urban, the pitcher, was the one that made that error, both those runs will be earned to him. I'd imagine it's a single from Zener because he would have beaten out that throw and then advanced to third on the air.
Up comes Liam Barrett, who struggled as of late. First pitch on the way, backdoor breaking ball. Called strike over the outside corner, 0-1. 0 for his last 16 in his last 5 games. Number 9 man, J.C. Davis, waiting on deck. Has 2 runs already home for the Harbor Hawks. Pitch on the way, and Barrett swings, taps it on the ground to second base. This will score a run. Austin Maley flips to first as Zener scores in the back door.
Yeah, good job there, just making contact, scoring that run. It's a big inning for Hyannis. They have 3 scored, which is something that they really could have used 2 days ago against Katuitt, but it's nice to see them cash in runners early here and quickly jump out to a lead.
Here comes J.C. Davis with the bases empty. Essentially a clean slate for Urban, and he delivers high for ball 1. Davis and Kirk, currently the only right-handed bats on the roster for Hyannis. As he shows to bunt and taps it foul behind the plate, 1-1. He's got 3 hits on the season through his first 5 games played, but only one of those hits has left the infield. 2 infield singles. A prolific contact hitter out of Rice. On a 1-1, Urban comes home, a breaking ball up and in, 2 balls and a strike. Urban looking to find his bearings with 3 runs home after a costly error that sent 2 to the plate, and then the RBI ground out from Liam Barrett. Pitch on the way, and Davis spits on a bender at the knees, 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way, and it's outside for ball 3. Another 3-ball count. The 4th of the game for Adam Urban. The pitch count certainly rising.
It's well over 30 right now, approaching 40 here in just the 2nd inning of work for him.
Here's the full count pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. J.C. Davis did not agree with home plate umpire Sam Finn, but 3 runs come home for Hyannis on 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left on base. 3-0 Harbor Hawks heading to the bottom of the 2nd inning on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Back here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network, and Brady St. Pierre pitching with the lead for the first time tonight. Last of the 2nd inning, and Hyannis leads 3-0. He will face 5, 6, 7 due up. Actually 6, 7, 8. Ty Konis, Riley Jackson, and Pearson Reebok scheduled. And if anybody gets on, Drew Turpins will have a chance. Falmouth brought runners to the corners with 2 outs in the 1st inning, but could not score. And Hyannis looking to take advantage of a struggling Commodores offense.
And it was a good job by Hyannis to get some runs early for their starter, St. Pierre, because since he's starting the All-Star game on Saturday, he's only going to go probably 3 innings today. So Hyannis can now feel more comfortable knowing that he's going to exit with some run support, at least for this upcoming inning.
2 righties and 1 left-handed hitter scheduled to face Brady St. Pierre. Came into this game with just a 1.15 ERA. And again, not really a strikeout pitcher, and I think the 1st inning was a great example of that. The first 2 outs were soft contact, but then he got into the trouble with the free pass and then a quick bloop single, and all of a sudden you got guys at the corners, but then immediately right back to business. A weak ground out to end the threat. Bottom of the 2nd inning, Hyannis leads the Commodores 3-0 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network, and Ty Konis standing in to face Brady St. Pierre for the first time tonight. First pitch fastball on the way, and they're for a strike, 0-1. Outfield straight away, and the 0-1 pitch from St. Pierre is a fastball downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And we mentioned in the open about guys with Hyannis staying for the whole year. Well, Konis has been one of those guys for Falmouth. He's playing in his 21st game today.
This is game 25 for both teams. Here's the 1-1, and it's a breaking ball. Half swing, full swing, rung up by the first base umpire Michael Chukerman. As the count swings in Brady St. Pierre's favor, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You got to figure there must be a bit of a comfort factor for a guy to be here an entire summer. As the 0-1 pitch is tapped foul right at my face, but of course, Knitting Pro Stadionics saving the day.
That was pretty soft. You had that one if the net wasn't there.
So 1-2 the count as Brady St. Pierre looking to start the 2nd inning cleanly and pitching with the lead for the first time tonight. Righty out of the stretch, kicks and fires a breaking ball hit in the air to right field. Jax Jimenez scoots back a couple steps and makes the catch for out number 1.
And Jimenez didn't really recognize that one well off the bat. He had to resort to the back pedal to get that one, but still able to get there.
So that will bring up the backstop, Riley Jackson, Houston Cougar. St. Pierre going into his junior year at Southeastern Louisiana. Stayed home out of LaPlace, Louisiana. First pitch on the way to Jackson. Breaking ball Skied in the air, deep to right center field. Jimenez going back, and the right fielder once more makes the catch for out number 2.
That one he had a good read on. He immediately started sprinting towards the gap and made up a lot of ground to make that catch.
Pearson Reebok up to the plate. St. Pierre looking to go 1-2-3 here in the last of the second inning. And you got to figure one of the struggles for Hyannis early on was the way that the offense and the pitching seemed to be a little bit out of whack, out of order. One would be hot, the other would be cold. First pitch on the way. Reebok takes a strike from a fastball over the inside corner, 0-1. But before the Wareham loss, Hyannis had won 6 of their last 9, and that was really the first time this season that we saw some consistency on both sides firing on all cylinders. A 1 pitch is tapped on the ground to second base. J.C. Davis will end the first inning and the second inning with a throw over to first for the final out. 1-2-3 second for Brady St. Pierre. 3-0 Harbor Hawks heading to the third on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Hey Harbor Hawks fans, don't let bridge traffic throw you a curveball. Cape Cod Gateway Airport is your ticket to hassle-free travel. Located right here in Hyannis, we connect you to Boston, the islands, and beyond with daily flights and easy parking. Spend less time driving and more time at the ballpark. Learn more and plan your next getaway at flyhya.com. Cape Cod Gateway Airport, supporting our community one flight at a time. Top of the third inning from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts, in a clean slate. Top of the order, Matt Hyannis to lead it off. Hyannis, Jimenez, and Caden Miller scheduled, and the Harbor Hawks tacked on 3 runs in the second. They sit with a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, Charlie Bates started the inning with a walk, a hard-hit single from Andrew Lamb, and then Henry Zener laying a bunt down, just causing chaos. Would have beaten the throw out, but the pitcher Adam Urban threw it up the line. Everyone was on the move, and then Zener later came around to score. Just a great inning of just manufacturing runs and making Falmouth make a play. Not giving them anything easy, and it's a good start for Hyannis.
So that Zener bunt officially ruled an infield single.
I think that's the right decision. He definitely would have beaten out the throw.
First pitch from Urban to Matt Hyannis. Backdoor bender in their first strike, 0-1. Hyannis grounded out to first, 3 unassisted to open up the game in the top of the first inning, but it was pretty apparent that he fouled it off of his front leg. But Sam Finn did not think so, and the umpires got together and concluded that it was just a typical groundout. Reaches for the pitch and chops it in the air to center field. Pearson Reebok makes the catch coming in for out number 1. I'll bring up Jax Jimenez, who was retired on the 8th pitch of the plate appearance in the first inning. A strikeout swinging from Adam Urban. It's got to feel for Hyannis to get on the board this early, especially yesterday or 2 days ago against Cotuit. It was just so much buildup, but they weren't able to get anything across as Jimenez shatters his bat and grounds it to first base. A.J. Putty takes it to the bag himself for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, runs have been really hard to come by from Hyannis lately. Didn't score any runs against Cotuit 2 days ago. A couple of 4-run appearances against Wareham and Harwich. Only 1 run against Falmouth last time they were here 5 days ago. It's nice to get a big inning under your belt early.
2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the third inning. Hyannis on top of Falmouth, 3-0, and Caden Miller up to the plate. Flew out to Carter White in left field his first time up as Adam Urban with that wacky delivery comes home with a bender. Low for ball 1. So Hyannis officially 1 out of 3 with guys in scoring position tonight, which has got to feel good considering over the last couple games. But against these Commodores, just 3 out of 17 coming in as Miller out in front and scrapes it up the first base line, 0-2. Count actually 1-1. Pitch on the way. And Miller swings and misses. Breaking ball that ran outside. Eyes got big. You figure with 2 outs, nobody on. You thought you're seeing one over the heart of the plate. He takes a big hack, but didn't turn out being the exact pitch he was looking for as the count swings in the favor of Adam Urban, 1-2. Looking to go 1-2-3 in the top of the 3rd inning. And fires in a fastball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes as the count runs level. Adam Urban, 49 pitches through 2 2/3 innings. The righty kicks and fires, 2-2 on the way. And a breaking ball, check swing. He went around, rung up by the third base umpire, Jake Brichta. 1-2-3 inning for Adam Urban. We'll send it down to Ethan Wax. What you got for us, Ethan?
RISP. That's what Hyannis struggled with on Sunday against Scatuate in the 1-0 loss as they went 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position, leaving 11 runners on base. And I had a chance to speak with a couple of the Hyannis bats, and they said that they have to be tougher with their at-bats, and they seem to struggle with getting behind in counts, and they have to have a more forceful ability to execute in those moments. And it'll be very interesting as they've already made a great impact, I've noticed, in terms of that they're playing small ball, as you saw the bunt in the 2nd inning that gave them 3 runs in that big frame against a team they struggled with just 5 days ago on Thursday. So we'll see how well they end up favoring tonight here in Falmouth as I turn it back to you guys.
Thanks, Ethan. Well, we expected Brady St. Pierre to not go deep with him starting the All-Star game this weekend. He just went 2 innings. He's going to give way to Bruce Littleton. They go from the righty St. Pierre to a southpaw Littleton to start the last of the 3rd inning where the Harbor Hawks lead the Commodores 3-0 here at Gov Fuller Field. But St. Pierre, kind of magic. 2 innings, a hit, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. An exact example that you don't need the K to be successful.
Yeah, he looked really solid in those 2 innings. I think with the 3-0 lead, Hyannis feels a little more comfortable pulling him after 2 innings. I think if this was still a scoreless game, he probably goes out and pitches the 3rd. But Bruce Littleton, the last time he pitched was here in Falmouth against the Commodores, where he threw 2 2/3 scoreless innings, 1 walk, struck out 5. He was really solid on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, it's safe to say he was the lone bright spot in that 9-1 defeat against the Commodores. I mean, Hyannis' only run at the plate in that game came with a wild pitch in the top of the 9th inning where Henry Zener scored. It could have been another donut, and Hyannis has been shut out a lot as of late.
Yeah, the only unfortunate thing for Littleton is in that great appearance against Falmouth, he came in when Hyannis was already down 9-0. So now he's getting put in a more pressure-packed situation, having to protect a lead here.
He's going to face 9-1-2. Drew Turpins, and then top of the order, Austin Maley and Braden Jefferis. If anybody gets on, Carter White will have a chance. So Turpin's the lone Commodore who did not face the starter, Brady St. Pierre. First pitch on the way, and it's lined as left center field. Liam Barrett going over into the gap, and it's the left fielder, Henry Zener, who calls him off and makes the catch for out number 1.
Great catch on the run by Zener. We've really seen his speed on display today, beating out that bunt single and then ranging pretty deep towards center field to make that catch.
So that'll flip it over for the top of the order, Austin Maley, who flew out to right field to open up the bottom of the 1st inning. Hyannis leads Falmouth 3-0 Those first 2 outs against Brady St. Pierre, very weak contact and pretty early in the at-bats. So Maley looks at a ball here, 1-0. You can get a great feel for the start of Brady St. Pierre, and that can kind of set the tone. When you're leading off a game, especially those first couple of hitters, they really want to see a lot of guys and a lot of pitches, which is what the Harbor Hawks did. I mean, Matt Hyannis, a 6-pitch at-bat. Jimenez, a 9-pitch plate appearance, as the 1-0 is hitting the air foul off to the right and out of play. Not the same effect for Falmouth, although they did bring up runners at the corners with 2 outs in the first, but they couldn't score.
Yeah, and the one good thing with getting rid of St. Pierre early in this one is that these Falmouth hitters have to adjust to a completely new pitcher. Bruce Littleton's a lefty. St. Pierre was a righty. They're 2 different styles of pitchers as well. Littleton's a guy that loves to get his strikeouts. He had 17 throughout 10 innings this past year at Southern Miss.
5 strikeouts over his 2 2/3 scoreless against these Commodores on the 9th, as the 1-1 pitch is tapped in the air down the right field line. Caden Miller will go as far as he can, but he's got no play. So the count swings in Littleton's favor, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He was one of the later adds this summer for Hyannis out of Southern Miss. His first game was July 3rd at Yarmouth Dennis. Ahead in the count, 1-2 to Austin Maley, looking for his first K of the day. The lefty out of the stretch. Kicks and fires a fastball, called strike 3 at the top of the zone. First strikeout of the day for Littleton and Hyannis pitching.
Good pitch up in the zone. Throws Austin Maley. It's another good piece of pitch tunneling, because Littleton likes to parlay that fastball with that slider running down and into the righties.
That'll bring up Braden Jeffries. Flew out to left field his first time up. Bruce Littleton looking to go 1-2-3 here in the last of the 3rd inning. First pitch on the way, left on left is a breaking ball high for ball 1. Hyannis on Sunday against Catuit. 15 strikeouts as a pitching staff. So it's almost ironic that the first strikeout of the day comes in the 3rd inning. I mean, they were just electric on the mound. 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball outside. 2 balls, no strikes, although Andrew Lamb certainly appreciated it. The catcher points back at his pitcher. 2-0 the count. Littleton comes set, takes a breath, and the lefty kicks and fires a fastball. Fouled back to the screen, 2-1. Meanwhile, there were 15 strikeouts on the mound against Catuit. It was the bats that ultimately failed. A 1-0 loss. One that just kind of pulls your hair out, especially for bench coach Rich Cogliano, who before that game said that the Harbor Hawks needed to be more aggressive in the box. 2-1 pitch is tapped in the air, left side of the infield. It's the second baseman, J.C. Davis, ranging to the shortstop side of the bag for out number 3. A 1-2-3 3rd inning for Bruce Littleton. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. 3-0 Harbor Hawks heading to the top of the 4th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
When it comes to delicious food, the best place to start is with great appliances. And Cam Appliances is your one-stop shop for any budget with brands like Thermador, Viking, Bosch, GE, and so much more. Cam Appliances, sales, delivery, installation, and service in the heart of your home, with locations in Hyannis, Nantucket, and Hanover.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. It's the 4th inning, sponsored by the team at the Goldberg Law Group PC, the Cape's premier personal injury law firm. The Goldberg Law Group has served Cape Cod and the islands for more than 38 years, and they're proud to support the local events, organizations, and traditions that make this community so special. As the Cape's leading law firm, Goldberg Law Group believes in helping people, building relationships, and giving back whenever they can. That's why they're proud to sponsor the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and another great night of Cape League baseball. Adam Urban still out on the mound for the Falmouth Commodores. set to enter his fourth inning of work. 3-0 the lead for Hyannis. However, none of those runs are earned to the line of Adam Urban. All three of them crossed due to a fielding error that he made in the second inning. Charlie Bates will lead things off for Hyannis. First pitch from Urban, down in the dirt. Bates held up his swing. Whoever told me that if the pitcher makes an error, the runs are earned, just lied to me, because I looked it up and that's not the case. So even though Urban made the error in the second inning, none of those runs will be charged to his pitching line. Bates swinging away and grounds one to the first base side, gloved by A.J. Putty. And the Illinois Fighting Illini will take it to the bag himself for the first out.
That's quite the loophole for a pitcher's ERA. Can't always be in full control of when you're going to make an error, and you never want to make an error, but it'll help out at the end of the season.
Now, if Hyannis would have gone on to score 8 runs in that inning, let's say, then Henry Zener would have crossed if he was still at first base. So then the runs would have been earned. But since Urban ended the inning with 3 consecutive outs, none of those runs would have scored if he didn't make the error. So that's sort of how that math is calculated. First pitch to Andrew Lamb. Backdoor slider misses down and away. 1-0 the count on the USC Trojan. He's 1 for 1 today with a single, and he came around to score on that throwing error from Adam Urban. The Minnesota Golden Gopher back into his funky windup. Here's the pitch. Lamb swings and skies one in the air, straightaway left field. Carter White jogging in, shading towards center field, and he makes the catch. 2 quick outs here in the fourth for Urban, and since that error that he made in the second inning, he's retired 8 in a row.
The Harbor Hawks are a bit looser, though, after putting up some runs on the board early. Brady St. Pierre had to go short today, but still delivered a solid start.
It's Henry Zener up to the plate with nobody on and 2 out. Urban's first pitch, fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Last year, Adam Urban played with the Wilmar Stingers in the Northwoods League during his summer season. 0-1 to Zener. Another fastball, that one misses just outside. He had an ERA just north of 5 that summer, but he has really developed throughout his sophomore season, and here on the Cape, he's working with an ERA just north of 2. And with no earned runs today, that will decrease. 1-1 to Zener, swing and a miss. Backdoor slider, Zener ahead on it. Now 1-2 to the USC Upstate product.
Urban's windup, of course, is very distinctive on the mound out of the windup, but he warms out mostly out of the stretch.
1-2 coming. Zener chops one high on the ground over towards second. Austin Maley with his feet on the outfield grass throws to first. It pulls the first baseman A.J. Putty off the bag, and Zener is safe.
Harbor Hawks with a break with 2 outs. Another error from Falmouth. They weren't the worst defensive team by a long shot in the league. Just 25 errors on the season coming in. Was the 7th worst in the Cape League.
So an E4 puts a runner on for Taylor Kirk with 2 outs. Urban's first pitch to the new UCLA Bruin. Front hip slider at the knees, called a strike. Kirk looking to extend this inning and make Austin Maley, the second baseman, pay for that error. 0-1. There goes Zener for second base. The pitch is swung on and fouled high along the first base side by Taylor Kirk. We mentioned Hyannis looking to be more aggressive with the bats. The hit and run that time, a nice play with 2 outs. Just didn't quite get a good pitch to hit cleanly. Oh, 2 on Taylor Kirk. Urban looking to finish out this 4th inning. Zener offers second again. Kirk swings and lines one right back to Urban on the mound, but he gloves it cleanly and just sets the ball on the mound to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base, 3-0 Harbor Hawks as we head to the bottom half of the 4th here from Gov Fuller Field.
This week we've been working a lot with doing play-by-plays, just doing behind-the-scenes stuff with sports broadcasting, which I never really realized how much went into it, but it's been really cool.
They've grown a lot. I've never really done like a program like this before, so like seeing all the behind-the-scenes has like really grown.
I've learned how to really just gain confidence in my play-by-play speaking, and I've learned more terms here when it comes to directing and producing, and I've just had a great time with John Rook.
Doing the play-by-play stuff and all that, being with a guy like John Rook, understanding what like the major kind of entails doing this camp, just really a preview for what you do here at Dean or any other college doing broadcasting, so I'm definitely more prepared to make this a job of mine.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
The fourth inning is still brought to you by our folks at the Goldberg Law Group PC. Did you know that Goldberg Law Group PC is the Cape's premier personal injury law firm? The Goldberg Law Group has served Cape Cod and the islands for more than 38 years, and they're proud to support the local events, organizations, and traditions that make this community so special. As the Cape's leading law firm, Goldberg Law Group believes in helping people, building relationships, and giving back whenever they can. That's why they're proud to sponsor the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and another great night of Cape League baseball. Go Harbor Hawks. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Falmouth Commodores to start the bottom half of inning number 4. They trail 3-0 to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, and Bruce Littleton will be back on the mound. The lefty starts his second inning of work out of the bullpen.
Bruce Littleton, a good replacement here for Brady St. Pierre, coming off a strong first inning of work.
First pitch lefty on lefty against Carter White. Fastball runs up and in. Bruce Littleton's last time out was here at Gov Fuller Field against these Falmouth Commodores, where he threw 2 2/3 scoreless innings, only walked 1 and struck out 5. 1-0 Carter White. Here's the pitch. Front door breaking ball, a beautiful pitch, comes back over the plate, count 1-1. White stands in, the Mississippi State Bulldog, sees the 1-1, fastball swung on and missed up in the zone. And Littleton 1 strike away from yet another K, something he has gotten used to here on the Cape. He looks down at his wristband. He has the pitch he wants to throw, comes set just above the belt. Out of the stretch for the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He fooled Carter White with the slider running down and away. 4 straight retired out of the pen for the Southern Miss Golden Eagle, Bruce Littleton.
That's a beautiful breaking ball, and you mentioned he's gotten used to the strikeout on the Cape, just building on his last appearance with 5 strikeouts, 7 strikeouts on the season across his first 2 appearances, adding on here.
A.J. Putty will now hit. The cleanup man out of Illinois hits from the right-handed side. He's 1 for 1 today with a single back in the first inning. 3-0 Harbor Hawks, nobody on, 1 out, bottom half of the 4th. First pitch from Littleton, fastball on the outer half, called a strike. Littleton's first appearance on the Cape came on July 3rd at the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. He's a relatively new addition to the bullpen here. 0-1 to A.J. Putty. Fastball swung on and missed. And Littleton working very quickly here.
That's what happens when you're in a groove.
0-2 count, 1 out, bottom half of the 4th inning. Littleton working at a brisk pace out there. 0-2 coming to the plate. Fastball again, swung on and missed again by A.J. Putty. 5 straight retired for Bruce Littleton out of the bullpen, 3 by way of the strikeout.
Now batting for the Commodores, the right fielder from
Ben Slanker will come in and look to change that, hitting lefty. 3-0 Harbor Hawks with nobody on and 2 out, bottom half of inning number 4. Slanker going into his senior year at Louisville. First pitch to him, fastball at the knees, called a strike. The first batter Littleton faced on the Cape was Dante Vicini of the YD Red Sox, and he took him to dead center field for a 3-run home run. But that's the only run Bruce Littleton has allowed through now over 5 innings on the Cape. 0-1. Swing and a foul ball in and out of the mid of Andrew Lamb. And Ben Slinker quickly behind 0-2. It's pretty nice, though, for Littleton to rebound after getting met immediately with a 3-run home run. That was his welcome to the Cape moment.
Yeah, you're only as good as your last, and at that point in the game, YD was beating up on Hyannis pretty badly. It just kind of felt right for that game, for another long home run.
0-2, Littleton looking to strike out the side. Pitch on the way, slider misses down and away. So his first appearance was not a very high leverage spot. His second appearance against these Commodores, also not in a very high leverage spot. In both his appearances, the game was already well out of the reach of Hyannis. 1-2 from Littleton. Another slider misses in the dirt. The count now runs even at 2-2 to Ben Slinker. But with the way he's been pitching, he could be a really great high leverage arm, high leverage lefty, no doubt, for Hyannis.
Just so much more valuable from the left side, facing matchups like this, left on left.
2-2 to Ben Slinker. Fastball just misses outside, and the count runs full to the Falmouth right fielder.
And those were 3 straight good ideas from Bruce Littleton. Going lefty on lefty, trying to get the breaking ball, make Ben Slinker feel uncomfortable.
Payoff upcoming. Littleton looking to not lose the hitter, and the fastball fouled straight back into the netting behind home plate. The count remains full on Ben Slinker. Slinker has a lot of pop from the left-handed side. He hit 10 home runs this past year with the Louisville Cardinals in his junior season. And so far on the Cape, in 19 games, he has 2 home runs. And he's putting up a battle right now against Bruce Littleton. Another full count pitch upcoming with 2 out here in the 4th. Fastball, broken bat looper behind the mound. Littleton races off. It's the shortstop, Charlie Bates, who charges, throws to first, not in time. And Littleton, who was racing after that ball deep into the infield, is still on the ground right now, holding his right knee, and the athletic training staff for Hyannis is out to take a look at him.
That is not good. He's trying to help out his infielders. Made the pitch and started running backwards towards shortstop. And he went down in a heap a bit after the play was already finished.
He's still on the ground right now. And you hope this isn't a serious injury, because Hyannis has had injury problems this year. Blake Primrose, their opening day catcher, got hurt on opening day, came back and re-aggravated that injury.
JP Head as well.
JP Head just got released from the roster after tweaking an injury he suffered earlier in the year at UAB, and the athletic staff is still looking at Bruce Littleton out there near the shortstop position. We're going to step aside here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. 3-0 Hyannis in the bottom of the 4th.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
When I started teaching on the Cape 30 years ago, you could buy a house on a teacher's salary. But today, teachers, public safety officers, healthcare and hospitality workers, the people who make the Cape work, are struggling to find homes they can afford. And I really worry about the kids who will follow us. I think it's time we learn to do better.
If housing on Cape Cod matters to you, join us at capehousingmatters.org.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
When I started teaching on the Cape 30 years ago, you could buy a house on a teacher's salary. But today, teachers, public safety officers, healthcare and hospitality workers, the people who make the Cape work, are struggling to find homes they can afford. And I really worry about the kids who will follow us. I think it's time we learn to do better.
If housing on Cape Cod matters to you, join us at capehousingmatters.org.
When it comes to delicious food, the best place to start is with great appliances. And Cam Appliances is your one-stop shop for any budget with brands like Thermador, Viking, Bosch, GE, and so much more. Cam Appliances, sales, delivery, installation, and service in the heart of your home with locations in Hyannis, Nantucket, and Hanover.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. If you're just joining us, reliever Bruce Littleton just suffered an injury after trying to field a ground ball off the mound. His outing is now over. The good news is that he was able to walk off the field under his own power. Did not need assistance from anybody. We still haven't seen a Harbor Hawk pitcher exit the bullpen. All the infielders are sort of just mingling around near shortstop. So the final line for Littleton will be an inning and 2/3, where he gave up one hit. No runs, but he is responsible for a runner on first currently with 2 outs in the bottom half of the 4th.
Mitch Carricker is over talking with Nick Johnson after the injury here.
Well, Cohen Gomez started to jog out of the bullpen, and then the umpiring crew told him to hold up. Gomez is listed as an available arm, and he does have the ability to work deep into an outing out of relief. We've seen multiple sort of 3-inning appearances from him. He did pitch 2 days ago in the loss to Katuitt. He just threw 1 scoreless inning. But we still haven't seen a pitcher come out yet. Brady St. Pierre threw the first 2 innings of this game, but since he'll be starting the All-Star game for the West Division on Saturday, he was pulled after just 2 innings. And now after an inning and 2/3, Littleton gets injured. And someone else will need to come in and at least finish this 4th inning. Charlie Adams has the binoculars working right now, trying to see who's warming up, but we don't have a great view of the bullpen from where we're seated here.
This is quite the delay just for the infield and outfield even to be congregated near the shortstop position waiting.
During this delay, we'll update you on some scores around the Cape Cod Baseball League. In the bottom of the 6th inning, between the Katuitt Kettleers and Bourne Braves, the game is tied at 2-2. Katuitt has they had the bases loaded, but the 6th inning just ended. So going into the 7th, Katuitt and Bourne are tied at 2-2. Of course, here in Falmouth, the Harbor Hawks up 3-0 on the Commodores in the bottom of the 4th inning. Over at Spillane Field in Wareham, the Gatemen are up 5-0 on Orleans in the top of inning number 4. That's a Gateman team that desperately needs a win. And if they win today, it would improve their win streak to 3. They beat the Harbor Hawks a couple days ago. And then they finished off Falmouth yesterday in a game that was postponed due to rain, where Wareham had a 3-0 lead yesterday, and they finished it off for a 5-2 win. And Orleans is a team that needs every win they can get as well over in the East Division. They're chasing Chatham for that last playoff spot. So Wareham and Orleans, a battle of last-place teams firmly in hands of the Gatemen. Brewster up 2-1 on Harwich in the bottom of the second inning over from White House Field in Harwich. Those two teams are battling for second place in the East. It doesn't look like either one of those teams will catch Yarmouth Dennis at the top of the division, but it doesn't look like either of those teams will be caught by Chatham, who's in fourth. So those two are sort of battling for home field advantage when the playoffs come.
Never say never. Yarmouth Dennis is maybe in a cold streak. They're just getting going on a 2 games back-to-back loss, as it's Cohen Gomez warming up in the Harbor Hawks bullpen. And he'll likely finish off his warm-ups on the actual mound. There's a little bit of pressure when you're warming up on the actual mound during your entire warm-up. When you have all the time in the world, it is a bit nice.
Of course, if a pitcher exits due to an injury, the new pitcher gets as many warm-up pitches as he wants. He could sit here all day and throw if he wanted to, but it looks like Cohen Gomez is jogging out to the mound right now to take his official warm-up pitches. I believe a new pitcher out of the bullpen gets 7 pitches on the mound, but he was allowed to take as many as he wanted to in the bullpen just now. Speaking of those Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox, that's the last game we can update you guys on. Currently, the bottom of the first inning just started in Chatham. No score yet between the Red Sox and Anglers.
Yarmouth Dennis has to change up their entire routine to go play at 7 p.m.
Yarmouth Dennis with no lights at their field. They're used to starting their games at 4:30. And, of course, Chatham, the only team that likes to start their games at 7 p.m.
The Harbor Hawks is a right-handed pitcher from Stanford, number 3, Cohen Gomez.
So Cohen Gomez will continue to throw here on the mound. Luckily for him, he already inherits 2 outs in the inning and only 1 runner on first base after the broken bat single from Ben Slanker. Cohen Gomez, like Brady St. Pierre, who started this game, he's selected to go to the Cape Cod League All-Star game. And rightfully so. So far through 12 2/3 innings pitched, he has an ERA of 2.13. 12 strikeouts to just 7 walks. And he's working on a 4-inning scoreless streak. He pitched 3 shutout innings on the 8th against Orleans and then 1 scoreless inning 2 days ago against the Katuitt Cavaliers. I'd imagine, like Brady St. Pierre, who started this game, Cohen Gomez will have a bit of a short leash just because he does want to pitch in the All-Star game.
Everybody wants a chance there over at White House Field.
3-0 Harbor Hawks with 1 on and 2 out in the bottom half of the 4th inning. As Gomez continues to fire out there. Ty Konis for Falmouth is walking up to the plate. He'll be the first batter that Gomez faces this inning.
Maryland, number 18, Ty Konis.
Konis just finished up his freshman season at Maryland, but he'll be transferring to Texas Tech for his sophomore season. Gomez taps the foot a couple of times, and he picks over to first to start things. Ben Slanker back safely. Just trying to keep the runner honest there. Now the Stanford Cardinal peers in, nods, comes set at his stomach. And now the first pitch. In the dirt, ball 1 to Ty Konis. Konis, one of the younger players on the Cape. He's just 19 years old. There's a couple of guys who are 18, like Harbor Hawks starter Ryan Bosch. 1-0 from Gomez. Fastball outer edge, called strike 1.
Cam Collier played in the Cape League for Katuitt. Never even had to go to college. From Katuitt to the pros. You
don't see too many players coming up straight out of high school. 1-1 from Gomez. Front hit breaking ball at the knees called strike 2 on the Falmouth third baseman Ty Konis.
For Collier, he played in the Cape League at 17 years old. A reclass who reclasses up. So you're in a grade above where you normally should be, and so you go JUCO instead of your senior year of high school.
1-2 from Gomez. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Andrew Lamb. He's saying that he has it, and it's called a foul ball by plate umpire Sam Finn. The swing was on a very low pitch by Konis, and Lamb appeared to have gloved it cleanly without it touching the ground, but that's not the call. And the count will remain 1-2 on Konis.
Remember back in the top of the first, the leadoff man, Matt Hyannis, fouled one off in the box and turned out to be a fair ball.
1-2. Fouled away along the first base side. Konis a little bit late on the fastball up in the zone by Cohen Gomez. 1-2, 2 out, runner on first, bottom half of the fourth inning, 3-0 Harbor Hawks. Gomez, 1-2, coming. Fastball popped up high in the air, first base line. Coming in, the first baseman, Caden Miller, and he'll make the catch just within fair territory for out number 3. So after the long inning that featured 2 pitchers and an injury, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base for Falmouth. Still 3-0 Harbor Hawks as we head to the top of the 5th.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the Rental Source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
When I started teaching on the Cape 30 years ago, you could buy a house on a teacher's salary. But today, teachers, public safety officers, healthcare and hospitality workers, the people who make the Cape work, are struggling to find homes they can afford. And I really worry about the kids who will follow us. I think it's time we learn to do better.
If housing on Cape Cod matters to you, join us at capehousingmatters.org.
To learn more, visit stadionic.com.
5th inning set to start here from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts. 3-0 the lead for the visiting squad, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And they will have 8, 9, and 1 due up to try and extend that lead here in the 5th inning. Liam Barrett, J.C. Davis, and Matt Einish set to hit this inning. If anybody gets on, the switch-hitting Oregon Duck, Jax Jimenez, will get a chance. Alongside Charlie Adams, my name's Quincy Bell. Charlie, there hasn't really been much action in this game other than that top of the 2nd inning, where Hyannis pushed across 3 unearned runs.
Well, the Harbor Hawks are trying to make something happen in the top of the 4th with Henry Zener off first base. Taylor Kirk hit a wicked line drive, unfortunately. Adam Urban was right there.
The wind is really starting to pick up here in Falmouth, and it's blowing straight out towards right field. Possibly helping the left-handed hitting Liam Barrett here. Urban nods. He has his pitch set at his chest into the windup. First pitch of the 5th inning. Backdoor breaking ball to Liam Barrett, called a strike. Liam Barrett was the last Harbor Hawk to record a home run. It was 9 days ago on July 3rd to lead off the game against the Whitey Red Sox. Hyannis in a little bit of a homer drought right now. 0-1 from Urban. Fastball grounded foul down the first base line.
Feels like the league has lost a little bit of power. You look every day at the official Cape League Instagram posting all the home runs of the day. It's gone a bit short recently. Maybe a lot of power leaving for the MLB draft.
A lot of teams saw their players picked 2 days ago. 0-2 to Liam Barrett. Backdoor breaking ball punched in the air down the third base line, ranging over and off the glove of Ty Konis. The ball drops in foul territory. The third baseman was twisting around that time and at the last second got a glove on it but couldn't squeeze it in time, and Liam Barrett stays alive.
How about the Harbor Hawks with 2026 Hawk Jack Giordano signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers. There's always still some news after the draft.
Giordano, the Oregon State Beaver, will be taking his talents to Los Angeles. Still 0-2 on Liam Barrett, and here's the pitch from Adam Urban. Swing and a miss. He catches Liam Barrett well in front on the breaking ball. 1 out here in the 5th inning, 5 strikeouts for Urban out there on the mound.
The problem for the Harbor Hawks with Giordano signing with the Dodgers, they just lost their temporary bullpen catcher.
We know Hyannis has been depleted with catchers. Will Fosberg, the only guy from the opening day roster, still on the team. First pitch to J.C. Davis. Fastball runs up in the zone. Called a ball, 1-0. Nobody on, 1 out. Top half of the 5th inning. 3-0 Harbor Hawks over the Falmouth Commodores. Urban's 1-0 on the way. Another fastball misses high. Count 2-0 on J.C. Davis. The Rice Owl singled in 2 at-bats last time out against Katuitt. 2-0 on the way. Front hit breaking ball at the belt, called a strike.
No production yet from 7, 8, 9 in the Harbor Hawks order. Or the top of the order, both.
2-1. Davis reaches out and punches one in the air. Behind second base, the shortstop Drew Turpins calls off his second baseman Austin Maley for the catch. Too quickly down here in the 5th inning.
Third baseman from West Virginia State, number 15, Matt Hyannis.
That'll bring Matt Hyannis up to the plate with nobody on and 2 out here in the top half of inning number 5. He's 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a fly out. Urban's first offering, fastball outer half, called strike 1. Hyannis was a little late to the party after his West Virginia Mountaineers made it all the way to Omaha. Backdoor breaking ball from Urban misses down and away, count 1-1. Hyannis playing in his 11th game on the Cape today. He has hits in 7 of his first 10 games. 1-1. Fastball up in the zone, popped in the air down the third base side. Ty Konis gives it a look up against the netting. I can't see if he made the catch. My view is completely blocked, and it's out of play. Everyone sort of paused for a second. I had no idea if he caught that or not.
He did, but it was out of play. The claps from the first base side, as there's a extra line here at the Falmouth Commodores where it is out of play, but it's still very playable for a player to make their way over.
Yeah, they have no fence down that third base side, so if a player is too far outside of where the fence would be, it's just a foul ball. 1-2 to Hyannis. Backdoor breaking ball punched again in a similar spot. That ball lands foul.
But Hyannis already rounded first base by the time it's called foul. Have to regroup on his way back to the plate. Jax Jimenez came up all the way to the batter's box trying to help him out.
Hyannis got off to a blazing hot start to his summer on the Cape. He had 7 hits in his first 4 Cape League games, including a home run and a double in those games. And currently he's rocking with hits in 4 of his last 5. The leadoff man yet to record a hit today, 0 for 2. 1-2 count, 2 out, nobody on, 2 out. Top half of the 5th, fastball outer half, just outside. 2-2 on Matt Hyannis. Urban looking to retire all 3 here in the 5th. Ground ball, second base. Maley makes the play, throw over in time. 1-2-3 for Urban in the 5th. We head to the bottom half, 3-0 Harbor Hawks.
When it comes to delicious food, the best place to start is with great appliances. And Cam Appliances is your one-stop shop for any budget with brands like Thermador, Viking, Bosch, GE, and so much more. Cam Appliances, sales, delivery, installation, and service in the heart of your home with locations in Hyannis, Nantucket, and Hanover.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Bottom half of the fifth inning here from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts. 3-0 the lead for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. All three of those runs came in the top half of the second inning due to an error by Falmouth starter Adam Urban. But since that error, Urban has pitched really well and has kept the Harbor Hawks at bay. Falmouth has just yet to get some runs of their own.
Despite this game being 3-0 due to errors, it is a clean game. It's just gone along swimmingly for both pitching staffs, really. Urban settled down despite the error that was self-induced, and the Harbor Hawks, even working through injury and the All-Star game, have put together some strong innings.
It's been a bullpen approach for Hyannis today. Cohen Gomez is the third pitcher of the day for Hyannis. He recorded the last out of the fourth inning, and he's on to start the fifth inning against the bottom of the Falmouth order. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Commodores, first of which will be the catcher Riley Jackson. The righty in against the right-handed pitcher Cohen Gomez. And here's the first pitch. Big overhand breaking ball, and Jackson just sort of lets the bat leak out for a half swing, but everyone knows that's a full swing.
Yeah, you got me. That's what Jackson said on that swing.
0-1 now, Gomez. High leg kick out of the stretch. Slider misses away to Jackson. Count now even at 1-1. Cohen Gomez was selected to the Cape League All-Star roster. He'll be playing in the All-Star game this Saturday in Harwich. 1-1 from the Stanford Cardinal. Another big swing and a miss from Jackson. Gomez went back to that big curveball that he fooled him with on the first pitch. 1-2 now. Gomez looking to finish off the Falmouth catcher. Fastball runs up and away. 2-2 now the count with nobody on and nobody out in the bottom half of inning number 5.
Gomez still 2-2. Could go right back to the curveball. They're changing the eye level upstairs.
The wind continues to whip here in Falmouth. 2-2 front hit breaking ball popped in the air out of play above the press box.
There was a kid with a glove who tried to make a play on it and just let it drop right behind him. He ended up retrieving the ball regardless. Make the catch, kid.
You got to keep your head on a swivel when you come to a Cape Cod Baseball League game. 2-2 still the count on Jackson. Here's Gomez again. Another breaking ball, another swing and a miss. Gomez has the first strikeout of his relief appearance, and there's one gone here in the bottom half of the fifth.
Safe to say he has a good feel for that breaking ball. Strikeout pitch if I've seen one.
Pearson Reebok will now step to the plate. The rising junior from Baylor. The lefty digs in. And here's Gomez. Fastball outer half, called strike one. One gone here in the home half of the fifth. Still 3-0 Harbor Hawks. Gomez set at the belt. Taps the front foot twice, now kicks and delivers, and that breaking ball missed well short. About 56 feet out of the arm of Cohen Gomez.
Reebok got a good look at the breaking ball in the on-deck circle.
1-1 the count on the Falmouth center fielder today. Here's the pitch. Gomez went right back to that pitch, and it induced a swing and a miss by Reebok. He chases beneath the zone. Count now 1-2.
Harbor Hawks getting ahead of in counts here, making Falmouth uncomfortable at the plate.
Gomez looking for back-to-back Ks in the fifth. Here's the pitch. That slider misses down and in, and the count now sits at 2-2. Gomez has had terrific strikeout stuff on the Cape this summer. Coming into this game, he had 12 strikeouts and 12 2/3 innings, so just about one per frame. 2-2, fastball runs inside and misses the zone. Count now runs full on Reebok as he has really battled back in the count nicely here. Gomez trying not to lose the 8-hitter. Payoff upcoming. Swing and a miss. Gomez goes to the changeup that time, and Reebok waves at it. Back-to-back Ks for Gomez starts his fifth inning.
Now batting for the Commodores.
That'll bring the 9-hitter Drew Turpins to the plate. As the standings sit right now, Hyannis sits just 2 points behind Falmouth for second place in the West. So if Hyannis was able to pull out a win today, they would draw even at second place with the Commodores. First pitch to the righty, Drew Turpins. Breaking ball chopped right back to Gomez on the mound, but it's over his head. Charging in the second baseman, J.C. Davis, and he can't make the throw on the run. It skips away up the right field line. Strolling into second, Drew Turpins, and he's in there as the inning is extended due to the fielding error.
J.C. Davis coming in on that ball from second base. Looked like he was considering going with the bare hand glove, and eventually did go with the glove and needed a quick transfer to get it onto first base. Just yanked it and headed out of play.
That's the third error of the game for either side. That's the first error of the game for Hyannis. Falmouth has already made 2 today. And that'll flip the lineup to the top, where Austin Maley will look to make Hyannis pay for that mistake. Maley 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a strikeout. First pitch from Gomez, fastball on the inner half, called strike 1. Maley had quite the year this past spring at Gateway Community College, where he hit .361. A 1 pitch, another big breaking ball comes over the plate. Strike 2 on Maley. 0-2 count, 2 out. Runner on second, 3-0 Harbor Hawks in the home half of the fifth. Falmouth looking to get on the board for the first time with a runner in scoring position. Gomez looks him back at second, now kicks and comes to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Maley goes fishing at a slider well out of the zone. 3 strikeouts for Cohen Gomez. He is unfazed after the air. Still 3-0 Hyannis as we head to the 6th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
When it comes to delicious food, the best place to start is with great appliances. And Cam Appliances is your one-stop shop for any budget with brands like Thermador, Viking, Bosch, GE, and so much more. Cam Appliances, sales, delivery, installation, and service in the heart of your home, with locations in Hyannis, Nantucket, and Hanover.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
New pitcher on the mound to start the 6th inning for the Falmouth Commodores will be Kaysen Murphy, and he'll inherit a 3-run deficit with the Harbor Hawks leading 3-0 here. The day is done for starter Adam Urban. He was pretty solid out there. 5 innings pitched. He only surrendered 2 hits, 3 runs, but none of them were earned due to a couple of fielding errors by Falmouth. And then 1 walk and 5 strikeouts on his line. Here's the word on Cason Murphy. He's a rising junior at the University of Louisville. He stands at 5'10", 195 pounds. He throws from the left-handed side. He spent last summer with the Newport Gulls, just across the bay in Rhode Island. This past year at Louisville, he made 16 appearances, had an ERA just south of 6 in 25 2/3 innings. He had great strikeout stuff, but struggled with the walk at times.
Murphy won against Hyannis on Thursday, relieving Kenyon Collins out of the bullpen. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, and 4 strikeouts with no walks for Cason Murphy, trying to have a repeat performance here tonight.
He'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Hyannis order. Jax Jimenez, Caden Miller, and Charlie Bates. If anybody gets on, Andrew Lamb will have a chance. Jimenez, the switch-hitting Oregon Duck, into the box from the right-handed side now against the lefty. And Murphy into the windup, his first pitch. Backdoor breaking ball comes over the plate for strike 1. Jimenez 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Second pitch from Murphy, another breaking ball. That one misses down and in. Count 1-1 on Jax Jimenez. Jimenez currently starting his 12th consecutive game for the Harbor Hawks. 1-1 pitch, fastball swung on and tipped into the mitt of Riley Jackson behind home plate. 1-2 now the count. Those 12 starts in a row are the most consecutive starts for a Harbor Hawk this season. Murphy looking for the K, 1-2 offering. That time the slider just misses inside. 2-2 now on Jimenez. Jimenez currently rocking a 3-game hit streak. 2-2. Chopped on the ground sharply towards short. Sliding backhanded by Drew Turpins. Throw across in time. What a play from Drew Turpins at short. Sliding into the hole with a backhand. And then a fiery throw across the diamond for the out.
Well, Jimenez certainly gave it his hardest up the baseline. He didn't stop running until about all the way to right field. He might have been going out for the bottom half of this inning for a second there.
He was definitely running his hardest to try to beat that one out, but just couldn't quite do so. Here's Caden Miller now to hit lefty on lefty against Cason Murphy. First pitch, Miller shows bunt and pulls it back. The slider missed down and away in the dirt. Miller not a guy that you would expect to lay down a bunt. He might just be doing that to try to throw Murphy off of his rhythm.
He's kind of done it all for the Harbor Hawks. Come in spots where he's stolen bases a lot this summer too.
Front hit breaking ball to Miller, called a strike. 1-1 the count on the UTSA Roadrunner. Most of the times when he steals, it's when he really catches a pitcher off guard and he sort of delays and then goes. Tricking catchers as well. 1-1 pitch, fastball misses beneath the knees. 2-1 now on Miller. He's been a guy who has been here since day one. He hit a home run on opening day for the Harbor Hawks. And since then, he's added 2 more home runs. He's tied for the team lead with 3. 2-1 pitch. Fastball chopped on the ground over towards second. Gloved by Austin Maley. Sidearm throw to the bag. Beats Miller easily. And there's now 2 gone here in the visiting half of the 6th.
Now batting for the Harbor Hawks, the shortstop from Stanford, number 11, Charlie Bates.
That'll bring Charlie Bates up to the plate. Like Caden Miller, he has been here since day one. And he also homered on opening day. Charlie Bates currently leads the Harbor Hawks in average as he chops one also to second base. Maley, another sidearm throw well in time for the out. Cason Murphy, the left-handed reliever, makes quick work of the Harbor Hawks 1-2-3 as we head to the home half of the 6th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
This week we've been working a lot with doing play-by-plays, just doing behind-the-scenes stuff with sports broadcasting, which I never really realized how much went into it, but it's been really cool.
They've grown a lot. I've never really done like a program like this before, so like seeing all the behind the scenes has like really grown.
I've learned how to really just gain confidence in my play-by-play speaking, and I've learned more terms here when it comes to directing and producing, and I've just had a great time with John Rook.
Doing the play-by-play stuff and all that, being with a guy like John Rook, understanding what like the major kind of entails doing this camp, just really a preview for what you do here at Dean or any other college doing broadcasting, so I'm definitely more prepared to make this a job of mine.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Bottom of the 6th inning, set to start here from Gov Fuller Field. But before we start things, we send things down to the sidelines where our very own Sam Garini has a report.
Sam Garini here. The Harbor Hawks bats came alive in the 2nd inning here in Falmouth. Andrew Lamb got things started with a single before Henry Zener drove in Charlie Bates, and Lamb with a base hit. A Commodores throwing error allowed Zener to advance to 3rd, and Liam Barrett followed with a ground out that brought another home run in. That 3-run inning gave the Hawks some early momentum, and now they'll look to get the offense rolling again here in the 6th to add to their lead. Thanks, guys, and back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Cohen Gomez's day is done. He threw an inning and a 3rd, gave up 1 hit, no walks, 3 strikeouts, no runs either. He gives way to Kevin Landry Farr, the 4th Hyannis pitcher to take the mound today. Charlie, what can you tell us about him?
Welcome back to Southern Miss, as the crowd mic caught a huge piece of the warm-up pitch from Kevin Landry Farr.
He just airmailed that one well over the head of catcher Andrew Lamb, and that was a direct hit onto the crowd mic.
And caught you by a little bit of surprise. Farr was added to the roster on June 29th. He's made 2 appearances this summer, up to a 4.91 ERA. His last time out was on the 11th. An inning of work with no hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. A little more work on the 5th of July, In 2 2/3 innings, he allowed his 2 earned runs, the only runs on the season. Opponents are batting only .091.
Well, he's been solid, and he'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Falmouth order. Braden Jeffries, Carter White, and A.J. Putty. If anybody gets on, Ben Slanker will have a chance to hit. And here's Farr. Out of the windup, first pitch to the lefty. Fastball hit straight back into the netting. 4 strike. 3-0 still the lead for Hyannis on 2 hits, 1 error. No runs on 3 hits, 2 errors for Falmouth. Farr. 0-1 pitch coming. Slider misses down and away. Braden Jeffries even in the count now.
You hear the basketball court from where we are. Somebody's just tossing the ball straight at the chain link fence.
1-1. Lined into right center field and down for a base hit. Braden Jeffries meets Kevin Landry Farr out of the bullpen with a leadoff single.
Liam Barrett did a good job cutting that ball off, spinning around, and throwing it right back into the infield.
Batting for the Commodores, the left fielder from Mississippi.
That'll bring Carter White to the plate with a runner on first and nobody out here in the home half of the 6th. 3-0 Harbor Hawks as they look to even up with Falmouth at 2nd place in the West Division. Farr's first pitch to the big, tall lefty. Backdoor breaking ball called strike 1. Carter White just spent his sophomore year at North Florida, where he hit .302 with 11 home runs. He impressed a lot, and out of the transfer portal, he'll be taking his talents to Mississippi State. Pick off over to first. Braden Jeffries back standing. Kevin Landry Farr set at his belt. And out of the stretch, 0-1 just beneath the knees.
You get a spot there with that pitch. Just missing the zone.
Kevin Landry Farr out of Southern Miss. He might play against Carter White at Mississippi State next season. 1-1 pitch, lined up the middle and through into right center field for another base hit. Braden Jeffries will stop at second base, and Falmouth has something cooking here in the 6th with 2 on and nobody out thanks to back-to-back singles from their 2 and 3 hitters.
Seeing them both go up the middle, the Falmouth Commodores are starting to time up Kevin Landry Farr pretty quickly here.
Now batting for the Commodores.
A.J. Putty will now step in.
From Illinois.
The cleanup hitter out of McHenry, Illinois. He plays his collegiate ball at the University of Illinois, where he will be entering his sophomore year. He had quite the freshman season, hit .313 with 9 home runs. This is his 5th game on Cape Cod. First pitch to him, fastball outer half. Putty looked to have held up his swing, but it's a full swing in the eyes of first base umpire Michael Chukerman after the appeal. Farr's 0-1. Front hit breaking ball swung on and missed violently by A.J. Putty. 0-2 now the count. He was looking to tie this game up with one swing of the bat right there.
Farr's been able to get some swings, just a few just slightly missed spots.
0-2, Farr looking for the strikeout, and Putty stays alive as he fouls one straight back into the netting.
Little soccer skills from the Hyannis Harbor Hawks ball boy to secure a win over Falmouth.
Yeah, he sort of turned inside and kicked the ball away from him. It's always nice to watch the ball boys race for the ball. Our guy tends to get it more often than he doesn't. He has a lot of hustle. Farr still looking for the K. Another 0-2 upcoming. Fouled straight back again. And this time the Falmouth ball boy will win the race, but that one was a little closer to his side.
Maybe a little winded, too, on his way back. Save some energy for the next one.
Putty continues to battle here. Still down 0-2 with runners on first and second, nobody out. Farr comes to the plate. He runs the fastball up on Putty. And a big swing and a miss for the first strikeout.
Putty was in swing mode. Tried to stay alive just barely. The pitch previous fouled away to the backstop that time. Perfect spot to induce the swing and miss.
Ben Slanker will now hit from the left-handed side. The first 2 lefties against Kevin Landry Farr, both singled. Braden Jeffries now on second. Carter White now on first. First pitch to Slanker, fastball up and away. Runners on first and second, 1 out for Falmouth. In the bottom of the 6th inning, they trail Hyannis 3-0. Farr looking to battle back in this inning after surrendering the 2 base runners. 1-0 on the way, misses down and in to Slanker. And now the Louisville Cardinal in a big hitters count at 2-0. Slanker's another guy with a lot of pop. 10 home runs this past year in the ACC with Louisville. 2-0 from Kevin Landry. Farr swung on and grounded over to second base. Sliding stop by J.C. Davis. Flip to the bag for 1. Relay throw from Bates in time for 2, and the inning is over. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We head to the 7th, still 3-0 Harbor Hawks.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network Top 7 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network, brought to you by Milton Cat, proud to power the Cape all summer long. Charlie Adams alongside Max Schwartzberg for the final 3 innings here from Gov Fuller Field. 3-0 lead for Hyannis. The Harbor Hawks turn their 18th double play of the summer to get out of the bottom of the 6th. Another strong pitching performance from Hyannis. Allowed just 1 run versus Cotuit before the off day. Continuing here into tonight's action. Due up for the Harbor Hawks here in the top of the 7th, Andrew Lamb, Henry Zener, and Taylor Kirk.
We talked about it earlier, but it seems like Hyannis has had a trouble getting on the same page. But the pitching's doing well, the offense is struggling. The offense is struggling, the pitching's do well. Here, they got a 3-0 lead, chances to add on, and the guys keep doing their work on the mound.
Inning underway with a ball bouncing off the glove of Jackson behind the plate for a called strike to Andrew Lamb from Cason Murphy. 10-pitch first inning from Murphy with 3 groundouts. Led off by a beautiful play by Drew Turpins over at shortstop. Called strike. Counts 0-2. Count, nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Murphy, glove set at his waist. The pitch, a breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2 count.
And this is one of those games where it feels like Hyannis' lead is bigger than it is. It's still a 3-run game and theoretically a safe situation once this one gets later if the score holds.
The 1-2 just misses off the plate. Andrew Lamb returns to the dirt. Stays alive, 2-2. No batting gloves for Andrew Lamb. In batting practice, he'll have batting gloves on the top hand only. Bit golferish. Has a foul ball at the plate.
I've been meaning to ask him about that. I think tomorrow I'll ask him during BP.
Work up the courage a little bit over at McKeon Park.
Courage to what?
Ask him.
I know him personally. He's my brother's friend.
Ah, yes, this is true. Lamb from the University of Southern California has a fly ball sent out to left field, pushing White back. Catch made for the first out. Should have stuck with USC.
Yeah, it's the safer bet. That one got caught in the wind a little bit. The wind briefly blowing out. Pretty routine off the bat and ended up still being a routine play, but that probably carried an extra 15 feet or so with the wind.
The wind has been gusting a bit here at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts, as the first pitch in to Henry Zener, a ball inside. Second pitch misses. 2-0 to Henry Zener.
Harbor Hawks have gone down in order of the last 2 innings.
The 2-0. 3-0. Murphy's been nibbling around the zone here.
Bet you a nickel he's taking here. Trying to get a base runner for some insurance. 3-0. Left on left.
And the 3-0 is in the dirt. 4-pitch walk. And the Harbor Hawks have a runner on here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting for the Harbor Hawks, the designated hitter from Fordham, number 34.
To be clear, I'd never accepted the bet for the nickel. You're trying to rack them up.
You got to get a nickel counter on the season.
Murphy, the lefty, now holding Henry Zener off first base. First pitch strike into Taylor Kirk on the inner part of the plate. The Harbor Hawks have had some small ball in the past games. Not too much tonight. Not too many opportunities outside of the second inning with 3 runs. A pickoff over to first base, back safely.
Sean Riley and Mitch Carricker continue to switch off coaching third base. Chris, the third base coach, typically giving down bunt signs when there are ones.
0-1 has a pickoff on Henry Zener. Now a pickle between first and second base. And in one throw, the tag applied. Harbor Hawks picked off Henry Zener, caught leaning as Turpin's applied the tag.
Well, that's a frustrating out for sure because, again, it's a much closer game than it seems. And you got this part of the order that, while it is the bottom, arguably some of the hotter bats, especially the guy at the plate and Taylor Kirk.
Taylor Kirk today 0 for 2. Strikeout and a mean line out straight to the pitcher. Swings through here. Counts 0-2. Urban had no choice but to catch the line drive off the bat of Taylor Kirk in the top of the 4th. 0-2 count here, 2 outs, nobody on. In the top of the 7th, another foul ball to the backstop. Kirk back into the batter's box. 2 down here. And a 2-strike count the pitch. Too late on it. Murphy picks up a strikeout here, his first of the relief outing, and gets the 1-2-3 inning after a pickoff at first base. We head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's stretch time here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Let's take a look at the scores across the Cape, presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. Bottom 8th between Bourne and Katuitt. Bourne leading 4-2, trying to hold on to the top spot in the West Division. Top 6 over in Wareham, a 6-1 lead for the Wareham Gatemen. Stringing together some wins here. Picked up their first win on the road and picked up a second straight win on the road with the resumed game yesterday versus Falmouth. 3-1, Brewster is leading over Harwich in the middle of the 5th inning, and 3-0, Yarmouth Dennis is leading over Chatham with the bases loaded in the top of the 4th inning. Those Chatham games always wrap up the latest here on the Cape.
I'll tell you what, this Brewster Whitecaps team is legit. Of course, pretty much all the Eastern teams, very, very strong, but I mean, Whitey and Brewster at the top. I think Brewster, of course, I believe they're 32 points, Whitey 39. I would not be surprised if Brewster down the stretch ends up taking the division.
Ty Konis leads off here in the bottom of the 7th. Landry Farr still working on the mound with strike 1. Full name Kevin Landry Farr. His last name just Farr. So I guess his first name's Kevin Landry. 0-1 in the dirt.
It's a rarer combo, but, you know, there are people who have 2 first names.
Now, we've talked about the basketball court here at Gov Fuller Field as the 1-1 pitch on its way from Farr. In for a called strike. For some interns for Falmouth. Getting a little pickup game going pre-game. Post-game, we had some Hyannis interns last time go head-to-head. As the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Tied him up upstairs. Konis goes down swinging.
That was a wild swing on a breaking ball that started a ball and ended a ball. Well inside, well high. That was kind of swing mode, clearly, for Ty Konis.
Maybe we'll get some 5-on-5 full court action post-game today. I don't know if...
It's a hang rhythm. They got triple rims.
Yeah, that is a problem.
So
and
unless you're
plenty.
green in it, going all net, all nylon, that thing is not going in.
Riley Jackson swings through the first pitch he sees from Farr for strike 1. He struck out his last time up swinging. Plenty of balls provided by Falmouth, just scattered around the court. Your typical outdoor basketball. The 0-1 pitch downstairs, 1-1. The 1-1 with one away here in the bottom of the 7th. Another swing and miss. 3-0 lead here for Hyannis over Falmouth.
Landry Farr pumping strikes to the top of the zone. He's got a good feel for it with the heater, with the breaking ball, and he's working quickly. He's feeling really good. He's in a rhythm.
Farr's 1-2. Grounded weakly over to second base. J.C. Davis fields with the glove. Throw onto first in time. Second out of the inning.
Weak contact, no contact. Landry Farr is rolling. Ever since that 4-6-3 twin killing that ended the 6th inning, he is pitching with some pep in his step. He really seems to have good feel. And I mean, that's the thing you'll notice with the kind of middle to late inning relievers. Sometimes it's a little bit of a grace period to get going. I mean, it was back-to-back singles to start his outing, and then he's been all business since then.
First pitch quickly delivered over to Pearson Reebok for a called strike. There's been a lack of hard contact at all today. A sharp single up the middle, probably the hardest we've seen. No extra base hits for either side. The 0-1 pitch from Farr. Bunt shown with 2 outs, pulled back for ball 1.
Perfect baseball weather tonight. Lots of clouds, a nice temperature.
1-1 in the dirt, 2-1.
I live in Brewster this summer, and when I was leaving for the game around 3 o'clock, I was like confused because it was a cloudy sky, but it was like yellow outside. It was just like.
It really was. It was weird. 2-1 upstairs, 3-1.
Like my first thought was when I was leaving is there like a fire or something? Like it looks off. It was a very weird kind of color that you don't usually see. It's not like it didn't look good, but it was just something you're not used to. And I feel like you can kind of tell the back end of that here tonight. It's still kind of that orangish hue.
The 3-1 pitch popped up, heading out of play. Will run the count full, 3-2 with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th.
I guess that coloring of the sky was a Cape League, or not Cape League, a Cape-wide thing. I mean, because you're from Falmouth, I'm from Brewster, so about 40 miles away.
Definitely saw very yellow clouds outside. Before heading to the game, the full count pitch with 2 outs. Chopped up the middle. Charlie Bates moves over. Field throws onto first in time. 1-2-3 inning here for Kevin Landry Farr, and the Harbor Hawks will look to add on to their 3-run lead in the top of the 8th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
When it comes to delicious food, the best place to start is with great appliances. And Cam Appliances is your one-stop shop for any budget with brands like Thermador, Viking, Bosch, GE, and so much more. Cam Appliances, sales, delivery, installation, and service in the heart of your home with locations in Hyannis, Nantucket, and Hanover.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Welcome back to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Top 8 here from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth. Still working on the mound for the Commodores is Kason Murphy. They'll face 8-9-1, led off by Liam Barrett. The Harbor Hawks lead 3-0 here. Charlie Adams alongside Max Schwartzberg, and it is such a beautiful night out for Cape League Baseball.
Now batting for the Harbor Hawks, the center fielder from the University of California, Santa Barbara, number 13, Liam Barrett.
Liam Barrett into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch delivered for a ball. Barrett is 0 for 2 today. Struck out his last time up. The 1-0. Called strike.
Ooh.
Just getting the corner there. Counts even 1-1. Nobody away here in the top of the 8th. One, a called strike once again. 1-2.
Barrett taking his hitter's timeout now, just kind of trying to reset himself. Be huge for Hyannis to tack on maybe 1 or 2 more runs. Get it out of a save situation for some extra cushioning.
The 1-2 in the dirt. Good lead from Liam Barrett. Counts even again, 2-2. Bullpen is working for Falmouth. Or at least there's a man on the rubber standing ominously. There's a catcher. I see him now as the ground ball sent over to second base. Fielded by Mayleaf. Throw onto first in time for the first out. 4-3 put out. It was hard to see. Couldn't see the bullpen catcher over in Falmouth. No jersey or anything.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Who is it that was warming up? Hyannis, of course, has had a bit of a short bench over the last couple of days. I believe there's a reliever warming up a reliever the other day.
Well, yeah, Jack Giordano.
Who was just signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Congratulations to Jack, by the way.
First pitch, J.C. Davis was looking to square. Couldn't get it down. It's a called strike.
Him and Drake Meeks. I believe Meeks drafted by the Tigers.
Fly ball from J.C. Davis. Sends a right fielder, Slanker, crashing in hard. He'll make the catch with a slide for the second out.
Quick and easy contact for Murphy on the hill. And at the end of the day, yes, Drake Meeks was drafted by the Tigers. This is one where it seems like both teams kind of play off the momentum of how the game is going. If one side's pitching is strong, the other side tends to follow, and that's exactly where we are. Both these pitching staffs are in a rhythm.
Meeks was taken in the 18th round by the Tigers. 2026 Harbor Hawks headed to the show.
Plenty of 2025 representation as well, especially that first round.
1-0 count for Matt Einish. The 1-0 in for a strike. A lot of movement there behind the plate from Riley Jackson, Falmouth's catcher. 1-1 fouled away, 1-2.
It's a shame. Another year I don't hear my name called at the draft. Like that would ever happen. I mean, realistically. Peaked in high school, baseball.
And the 1-2. Downstairs, 2-2. How below slot would you sign? Would you be willing to take a little below slot?
I'd sign for a pack of bubble gum.
2-2. Upstairs, count full, 3-2. Maybe a nickel. 3-2 with 2 away, nobody on the pitch. Just got a piece to stay alive. Two down here in the top of the 8th. A 3-0 lead for Hyannis. And really not much doing on the base paths since the second inning. High chopper to first base. In fair territory. But he takes it to the bag himself for the final out of the inning. 1, 2, 3 once again. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th here on Cape League TV.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
When I started teaching on the Cape 30 years ago, you could buy a house on a teacher's salary. But today, teachers, public safety officers, healthcare and hospitality workers, the people who make the Cape work, are struggling to find homes they can afford. And I really worry about the kids who will follow us. I think it's time we learn to do better.
If housing on Cape Cod matters to you, join us at capehousingmatters.org.
Hey Harbor Hawks fans, don't let bridge traffic throw you a curveball. Cape Cod Gateway Airport is your ticket to hassle-free travel. Located right here in Hyannis, we connect you to Boston, the islands, and beyond with daily flights and easy parking. Spend less time driving and more time at the ballpark. Learn more and plan your next getaway at flyhya.com. Cape Cod Gateway Airport, supporting our community, one flight at a time. It's closing time here for Hyannis, as not many teams have a closer who usually will go multiple innings. Truett Webb is no stranger to going multiple innings in his relief outings and looking for his now 4th save on the season. In his 7th appearance, he's the new arm on for Hyannis.
Last pitched against Harwich on July 10th, and it was another multiple inning outing, as you mentioned. He was third in relief, got the save, his third of the Cape League summer. 2 1/3 scoreless innings on 1 hit, no walks and 2 strikeouts, and was recently named a Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star, much deserved for the product out of Southern Louisiana.
Being able to stretch multiple innings, of course, makes it a bit harder for availability. As a closer role, you kind of want to have as much availability as possible. But for this Hyannis team, it's worked out pretty well. He's been able to go some long stretches where he hasn't really had an opportunity to close a game. And when he's had that chance recently, he has been exactly what Hyannis has needed him to be. His ERA is down to 3.65. Opponents batting 103 against him. He faces 9-1-2 of the Commodores order, led off by Drew Turpins. First pitch outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. Downstairs, 2-0. It's a bit of a chilling breeze here in Falmouth. 74 degrees on its own. 2-0, grounded over to J.C. Davis at second base. The throw on to first in time for the first down.
It's now 6 in a row retired by Hyannis pitching, and for Webb, it's quick contact. Of course, he can rack it up with the strikeouts, but he's had at least 2 strikeouts in each of his last 2 appearances. But, I mean, this guy's been unbelievable, really since the first outing where he struggled on opening day with 4 earned runs over an inning and a third. I mean, he had a 19 in a row retired streak at one point this season. And you're not going to do that by racking up strikeouts left and right. You're going to do that by getting quick outs.
Austin Maley in, swings through the first pitch. Maley, tonight's leadoff hitter for the Commodores, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. The line for Kevin Landry far ends across 2 innings with 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Truett Webb's pitch misses. Count 1-1. The 1-1, a called strike.
With the MLB draft just passing, these rosters and what's currently on the page now will likely be the same for a couple of weeks until the NECBL season ends.
1-2, fouled off. Plenty of teams bringing some reinforcements from the NECBL. And you see plenty of players who were in the NECBL last season making the jump to the Cape League this season, and players who were in the NECBL last season, finished off in the Cape League, and now sticking around for this season. As Maley sends the ball out to right field. Making his way over is Jax Jimenez for the second out.
I believe Owen Prince last summer was an NECBL guy. And one of the, what pitcher was it who had like a .7 ERA in like 40 innings or something? Do you remember who I'm talking about?
Connor Kelly got here somehow. I don't know if that's who you're thinking of.
If I look at the 2025 roster, I'll know.
Shot out to left field on the first pitch. Henry Zener makes his way over for the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning. This has been a joy, as the Harbor Hawks will head to the top of the ninth, trying to add.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed, or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Welcome back here to the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network, top of the ninth inning. Jax Jimenez, Caden Miller, and Charlie Bates due up for Hyannis. Kason Murphy still working on the mound here for Falmouth. 3-0 lead for the Harbor Hawks. Now, who was that? Who was the arm you were thinking of last inning?
Andrew Wirtz, Northeastern Husky, and just drafted.
A lot of Northeastern Huskies heading to the pros. Ryan Garrity making the jump as well.
I recognize that name. He was on the Harwich Mariners.
Last time we headed to White House Field, he was batting ninth. If that jogs the memory a bit. Jax Jimenez up to the right-handed batter's box. The switch hitter takes ball one. Harbor Hawks had a base runner in the top of the seventh. Henry Zener, who was quickly picked off. The 1-0 pitch. Turned around by Jax Jimenez, flown high to right center field. Taking charge is Reebok for the out. Another bit of awkward.
I think it's the twilight time of night. I mean, he probably didn't see that very well, because that was a interesting route, to say the least.
And on the throw into the infield, Austin Maley just basically ran away from the throw back. And the shortstop went out to grab it.
Lower fly balls, hold your breath. They could fall.
First pitch strike to Caden Miller. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. The 0-1 swung on and missed, 0-2. (0-2) with one down. Pitch in the dirt, 1-2. Falmouth is pretty good about their bugs. There's a lot of buggy fields when it gets dark out. Not too dark yet.
You must not be by a fresh water source.
We're not far. We're on the Cape. 1-2, swung on and missed. Caden Miller goes down for the second out. I'll tell you, I went camping over the off day and found a few new bug bites on my way back. It's the price you pay. Charlie Bates up with 2 down, nobody on.
Hopefully not the Lone Star tick.
You have a distinct fear of this Lone Star tick. I mean, it's valid. It's definitely valid. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. But your concerns are mostly with not being able to eat red meat.
Well, you can get alpha gout syndrome if you get bit by the Lone Star tick. There's also plenty of other ticks that carry diseases like Lyme disease. You got to be careful out there when you're camping.
1-0 fouled away. Yeah, ticks are definitely a problem. Don't want that. But when you get a bug bite in a spot where you just have to itch it, like back of the heel, pretty bad.
Ooh.
You just itch it walking in a shoe. The 1-1, half offered at Charlie Bates says no. The appeal says yes. 1-2 count here.
Bates not happy about that decision down the third base side. This is where he has to battle back, overcome the adversity, but he's in a tough count now, 1-2.
Here's the 1-2 from Murphy. Grounded to second base. Maley makes it throw onto first. And it's in time for the final out. Some hustle from Charlie Bates, but the Harbor Hawks go 1-2-3 once again, and we head to the bottom of the ninth, the last chance here for the Commodores.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Truett Webb retakes the mound for the bottom of the ninth, looking for 3 more outs against 3, 4, and 5 in the Falmouth order. Harbor Hawks lead 3-0 here, and it's just been a breezy game. Plenty of innings, 5 minutes max.
And there was also that 14-minute injury delay when Bruce Littleton had to exit prematurely after that little chopper over the mound. I mean, the Cape League, these ones are a bit more of a rarity, I would say. It's usually guys who've got electric stuff that are still kind of fleshing out their command. So you see lots of free passes. So far tonight, that hasn't been the case.
Just one free pass issued by the Hyannis Harbor Hawks was issued by Brady St. Pierre in the bottom of the first.
From Mississippi State, number 27, Carter White.
I mean, the last time these two teams played, Hyannis had 16 free passes, 9 walks, 3 hit by pitches, 3 wild pitches, and an error, easily a season high. Baseball is just so interesting, the way that different games go. Of course, still 3 outs to work with, but you got the right guy on the mound to end this one.
Webb will start off Carter White with a swinging strike. A 1 count. This might be the brightest the sky has looked in the bottom of the ninth here. There's a ground ball sent over to Caden Miller, and he punches it straight towards second base. That went a long way. Likely will be ruled an error here against the Harbor Hawks. Already 1 here. Unfortunate way to start the bottom of the ninth for Hyannis.
That breaks up a string of 8 in a row retired by the Harbor Hawks pitching staff. If you're Truett Webb, you got to get right back on your horse. You understand you got the ground ball you're looking for. It doesn't always go your way. Right back to it.
Really just deflected off of Caden Miller. Right towards second base. First pitch to A.J. Putty, a breaking ball in for a strike, with Carter White leading off first base.
I mean, he's automatic with the strike zone right now. He's got a great feel for multiple pitches in the zone. True marks of a closer, and it is an E3 on Miller.
0-1. Another sharp grounder. Took a weird hop. Charlie Bates still flips onto second for 1, onto first. In time. Hyannis turns 2.
Like clockwork right there, and a nice high hop for Bates. That one hit off the lip of the infield grass. And Bates had plenty of time to react and stab it pretty much face high, and then flip over to second. And Davis, a nice turnover there for the 2-for-1.
Making up here for the error, the Harbor Hawks turn 2. And now Ben Slanker, the last hope. Ball 1 taken. The 1-0. At the knees and can't get the call. 2-0. A little bit of a head tilt from Truett Webb. Trying to figure out where that missed. The lefty slinker, 1 for 3 today, was the first double play that the Harbor Hawks turned his last time up. Two and 1 count after the called strike, the 2-1. The appeal to third base. Jake Brichta says he did not go. Count is 3-1.
That's a really tough one. That really changes the at-bat, too. You can go 1 to 2-2, but now 3-1.
3-1, Webb's pitch. In there for a strike, the count's full.
Not only is that a strike, that is paint. Low and outside, unbelievable.
Webb looking to end it here. The full count pitch, 2 down, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Truett Webb closes the door once again, picks up another save, and the Harbor Hawks back in the win column, 3-0. And this game breezed along in just 2 hours and 25 minutes. Hyannis takes it over Falmouth.
You got to love pitchers' duels, and this one was electric since really the first pitch of this game. Hyannis gets 3 runs in the second inning, an infield single for Zener, a costly throwing error by the starting pitcher, Adam Urban. 2 runs come across the score, and then it was an RBI ground out for Liam Barrett. That was all Hyannis needed. This pitching staff, we got to talk about them because I think the losing streak or the 2 games that they lost kind of overshadows how electric the pitching staff really has been. I mean, that's back-to-back. Now let's go to the last 18 innings. 1 run across those last 18. I mean, the Harbor Hawks racking up strikeouts, 24 strikeouts over the last 2 games. These guys are really feeling good as we tilt towards the All-Star break.
Just 1 walk issued by the Hyannis pitching staff all game long. The Harbor Hawks got it done through a short start from St. Pierre with the All-Star game coming up, and Bruce Littleton going down unexpectedly with an injury. And the Harbor Hawks take a 3-0 win. Back in the win column against the Western Division, trying to hold on now to a second place spot, now back tied with Falmouth at 22 points in the West standings. Bourne will still hold that top spot when we come back to your network live tomorrow here on Cape League TV. The Harbor Hawks are in action at 6 p.m. taking on Chatham. As the All-Star break is quickly approaching, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks will face plenty of East Division opponents entering the break, and on the other side they'll face Chatham one more time. But that's where we'll leave it here tonight. Harbor Hawks take it 3-0 on behalf of my broadcast partners, Quincy Bell and Max Schwartzberg, my sideline reporters, Sam Garini and Ethan Wax, and our producers, Hope Nolan and James Kluggish. I'm Charlie Adams saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow night. 3-0 your final score, Hyannis over Falmouth.